This video is a narrative-driven, interactive story. Therefore, it does not have a lot of imagery. I invite you to watch or close your eyes and listen as we delve deep into this labyrinth filled with eldritch horrors and otherworldly doom. You awaken in a small chamber, illuminated by the light of a single flickering torch resting in a sconce at the far wall. The sharp throb pulsing behind your eyes fades quickly, but an unpleasant chill is creeping in. You notice words scratched into the stone floor. At this distance, the torchlight is too dim to make out what they say. You grab the torch from the wall sconce and take comfort in the subtle warmth it breathes across your face. You can now get a better look at your surroundings. Holding the torch closer to the floor, you can clearly see the inscription carved there. It reads, Chapter 1, Why the Walls Bleed. A heavy wooden door to the south appears to be the only way in or out of this pit. The door creaks and shudders open as you strain against its weight. You find yourself in a larger stone room that's cavernous and empty. The echoing sound of water droplets comes from a passage to the west. You catch a whiff of something familiar, something out of place. Is that? You also notice another passageway to the east, as well as the door you just came through.
I go west.
The narrow corridor opens into a dead-end room that reeks of over-ripened fruit. You're blasted with a sweet, pungent odor which nearly overpowers you. Looking around, you notice a viscous, reddish substance draining out of several large, round holes in the wall. This mysterious fluid drips down in a slow, syrupy cascade, collecting in stone basins carved along the base of the wall. The only exit is through the passage you came in to the east.
I want to observe that reddish substance.
The sweet odor is emanating from this odd liquid. You decide to leave it alone for now. Exit through the passage to the east. The smell of rotten fruit wafts in from the western passage. There's also a passage to the east and an open door to the north.
I'll go to the east.
Pushing further into the unknown depths, your eyes play tricks in the torchlight. What lurks in the darkness ahead, skittering away just beyond the glow of your torch. As you round the corner, you notice a small alcove in the passageway here. The corridor continues to the east. The northern passage leads around the corner back to the west.
I continue east.
The passage extends to the west and the north.
North.
A pile of bones and skulls lay scattered across a large stone slab in the center of this chamber. Along the far wall, a series of sharp hooks dangle from the ceilings by chains. It's clear that much suffering befell the poor souls who met their fate in this place. Smears of their dried blood, now darkened with time and decay, paint a macabre scene. A passageway extends to the west. The southern door opens into a long hallway.
I want to observe the pile of bones, please.
The bones have been picked clean and show markings of being gnawed on. You notice 2 human skulls amidst the remains.
I look at the human skulls.
Searching through the remains, you disturb one of the human skulls, which rolls off the stone slab and clatters to the floor. Beneath it, you find a scrap of paper.
Ooh, paper.
The aged parchment is faded and covered in drops of long dried blood. It reads, This awful place. What have I done? What have I become? Please forgive me.
Ooh. Sharp hooks for 500, please.
You imagine what it might feel like being strung up with one of these rusty things hooked into your guts, waiting to be eaten alive. Then you banish the thought from your mind.
Thank God. Alright, I will head... west.
The floor has collapsed in the hallway ahead, which is flooded with stagnant, murky water. On the opposite side lies an ornate door. You peer into its depths and wonder what might lie in waiting just beneath the shimmering surface. Chunks of rubble are crumbling off the side of the wall by the edge of the walkway. Proceed to the other side.
Yes. I want to look at that rubble first before I go back.
You pick up a fist-sized chunk of rubble and hurl it into the water. It splashes, then sinks. The water's surface comes splashing to life as something makes quick work of the rubble. You quickly skirt around the edges of the watery corridor while the unknown beast is distracted.
Oh my god.
Beyond the ornate door, you enter a nicer room. The stone is more chiseled and refined. Red tapestries hang on the walls, and the decor is a comforting upgrade from the dank, crumbling corridors you just crawled out of. 4 tall display cases are positioned around the fancy chamber. You also see a stairway leading to a door in the north, a smaller closet door to the east, and a passage lies to the south.
Let me look at those display cases.
At a cursory glance, the towering display cases appear to be filled with a greenish fluid. There's also something else inside them too.
I'll go backwards. Let's start with 4.
This one is empty, drained of its fluid and lacking a grisly companion within.
Oh my god. Yeah. 3.
2 severed human torsos have been stitched together in a gory mirror image at the waist. Ropey clusters of worms are spilling out from the seam.
Go back. Take it back. Number 2.
You find a wolf-like creature hanging upside down in the green fluid. Its poorly stitched stomach cavity has burst open inside the display, with ropes of long, stringy worms floating out from it alongside its entrails. Looking more closely at the gruesome display, you notice the creature's eye twitch and blink.
Oh.
Preserved within the green fluid is a desiccated corpse that looks like it might once have been human. It's missing both arms, the body's one remaining leg is tethered by a chain latched to the base of the display. The mouth has been crudely sewn shut, and a cluster of worm-like creatures are floating out from the gaps in the stitching.
Oh man, God! Disgusting. Let's look at the smaller closet door.
The door is locked.
Ah, damn it. Alright. How about stairway leading to the door in the north? Whoa.
You walk up the small stairs, open the door, and enter a sitting chamber. The clanking of chains draws you further into the room. Bound to a throne, resting at the far wall of the chamber, you find a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bird. It looks off into the distance, unblinking. There's also a large door to the west, and the door you entered into the south.
Ooh. I wanna go up to the creature.
As you step closer, the creature speaks with a slow, raspy cadence.
I feel a presence. What is it? What is it? Oh, what could it want with me? Little me, shackled away in these flimsy metal irons. Filthy little irons to hold my flesh and bone. It is a strange thing indeed. So very strange and fleshy it is. It reeks of other world, doesn't it? Little me wonders why it stands there, poised with some unknown purpose. The thump, thump, thump of its heart beats the air faster now, doesn't it? like the tap, tap, tap of ticking time. What manner of fluid flows beneath its skin wonders little me. Its breath is tinged with wicked curiosity. What, oh what could it want with little me then? Does it seek to put the sharpness to my flesh and spill my essence to the floor? Does it take my shiny? Does it feed me the delicious sweet nectar I crave? I miss it so dearly. Or perhaps it has something else in mind for little me.
I have something else in mind.
What else could it possibly want with little me?
I leave to the south. Oh man.
4 tall display cases are positioned around the fancy chamber.
Oh my god. Well. Okay, I head back.
It's this one, yeah.
Alcove. Oh, okay.
There's a large crack in the wall of the alcove. It's not big enough for you to squeeze through. Who knows what could be in there? Do you reach into the hole?
Yes, I reached into the hole.
You reach into the crack and find a crude mechanical switch. Do you activate the switch?
Yes.
You hear the rumble of grinding stone further ahead from the corridor to the east.
Oh, press on bones.
Feeling compelled to sift through someone else's remains, you poke around the bone heap and find an old rusty knife.
Go north.
The bird creature continues to mutter to itself. Investigate the large door to the west or leave to the south.
Investigate the large door, please.
The heavy door is decorated with scratch marks and dried blood stains. It's locked.
God dang it. Let me talk to the bird again.
And so it returns. What could it possibly require of little me? Waiting here. Always waiting for the next to come and play.
I'm interested in your shiny.
It does come from my shiny.
You tug the necklace free from the bird creature's neck.
Now it searches for my sweetness.
The creature mutters.
Aha! Okay. Leave to the south. Closet door, please.
You unlock the door and creep into the large closet, which appears to be home to many strange vials and instruments of some dark alchemy. You rummage around the detritus?
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 Detritus? Yeah, detritus.
The junk, and find a small wooden bowl.
Yay! Okay, I go through the passage to the south. Yeah, I basically go back to the room with the fruit.
Alright. Moving closer to the pungent ooze cascade, you carefully position the ornate wooden bowl beneath one of the streams and manage to collect a generous amount of the sticky red goo. An unsettling cackle echoes to the dungeon, far off from the east.
Oh. Click on the red goo.
The sticky, sweet-smelling substance you've gathered rolls around in the bowl. What is this stuff? Your stomach growls. It feels like ages since you've had anything to eat or drink.
Ooh. Oh, will I get in trouble if I take a little sip?
I'll be honest with you, I've never played this.
Oh, shit. Okay, I won't take a sip. I'll just take it to the bird.
Okay. So you just want me to make your way back there?
Yeah.
The bird creature continues to mutter to itself.
I bestow to you this delicious sweet nectar.
Does it feed me the delicious sweet nectar I crave? I miss it so dearly.
Here you go.
I smell that it has brought me something nice. Will it give me a taste of the sweetness, the little me?
Yes.
Yes, the sweetness.
You bring the bowl of sticky red fluid to its beak. The creature takes a sip. A moment of pure ecstasy washes over its face. Then it writhes and convulses with a sickening gurgle as it strains against the chains. After a moment of this, the convulsions subside.
It gives the little me another sweet taste. Feel.
The creature rasps breathlessly.
I don't want to kill it. How about a little sip?
Yes.
Again, the creature hungrily swallows another gulp with a newfound desperation. This is followed by another bout of writhing, more violent than before.
Oh god!
The creature looks pale and sickly now.
More. It gives little me more.
I put it away.
The creature howls in rage.
Why? Why does it do this to little me? Must have another taste of the sweetness.
Oh.
You pour the final drops down its beak. The bird creature writhes in agony one last time. It twitches, jerks its head to the side, then stops moving.
Oh god, I killed him. What?
After a moment of stillness, the creature's skin pulsates and begins to liquefy. You look closer at the bleached bones of the bird creature's
Oh, no.
skeletal remains and notice a strange object in the pile. It's another key, larger than the first. You grab the larger key. The bird creature's corpse rests on the throne peacefully.
Oh no!
Do you investigate the large door to the west? Oh my god.
Dakota,
Are you kidding me?
no.
Hello? Hello?
Dakota, hello!
Investigate the door, quick!
I'm going! Large door!
The heavy door is locked. Do you try the key?
Yes!
You place the key in the lock. It fits.
Yay!
You unlock the door, and the key immediately crumbles away to dust in your hands.
Yes.
You step through the doorway and enter into a sprawling cavern. The door slams shut behind you and disappears. The
Oh,
floor
God.
drops off in a sharp cliff up ahead. Though you can't yet see what lies beyond, a dim, reddish glow illuminates the cavern walls beyond the precipice. You also hear a roiling gurgle and bubbling sound echoing from the path ahead.
God, I guess I approached the edge.
As you creep closer to the edge, a thunderous howl reverberates through the cavern.
Oh god. Oh. Oh my god. What was that?
You look down at the sickening mass writhing below.
That's a picture of me.
Nice. The cave floor on the ground below is almost entirely covered in a mixture of slime and thick ropey strands of mucus. A giant worm-like beast is perched on the far side of the cavern, belching blasts of a sweet-smelling red substance from a putrid orifice.
Ah! Disgusting.
The vile liquid flows outward from its pulsating frame and pools to the opposite end of the cavern. You watch it slowly drain into a hole in the wall, traveling to the deeper reaches of the underground realm. The massive creature undulates and writhes every few seconds, releasing more of the noxious fluid.
Ugh.
Another howl from the beast echoes through the cavern. It's partially blocking the path ahead. Do you climb down to investigate, or look around the upper cavern?
I'll look around the upper cavern first.
Your eyes scan the nooks and crannies of the upper cavern. The beast howls again, shaking the cavern walls. It knocks loose a few fist-sized stones along the wall. You also notice a narrow ledge you didn't see before. It appears to creep around the side of the cavern, but you can't see where it leads.
Ooh. I want to see the stones.
Picking up a stone, you consider your options. Hurl the stone at the beast, try to slink across the narrow ledge, climb down to investigate the lower level.
Try to slink across the narrow ledge.
The ledge is barely wide enough to get a footing on, but you manage to creep out into the upper cavern as you grip the wall tightly.
Oh, nice.
Inch by inch, you move your way across the gap. When you finally risk a glance at the ground far below, you realize that you're right above the worm beast. Which is when the fragile ledge crumbles beneath your feet, sending you flailing downward towards the grotesque creature,
Oh god.
and right into its gaping maw.
Ah!
You're thrust into dank, putrescent darkness as the slippery membrane of the beast's stomach intimately caresses your flesh.
Ew! That's like a fetish.
As your air runs out and digestive juices begin burning your skin and eyes, you remember the rusted knife tucked away in your belt. The blade handle hits your grasp. Pulling it with all your strength, you plunge the jagged blade into the creature's stomach wall. Ichor spills over you, and the world tremors with a violent force. You frantically stab again at the darkness, and the blade cuts deeper, again, and again. Just as your strength begins to fail, you see a crack of light and push towards it, slicing with your last will to survive. Precious air. It comes in big gulps, birthed in a membrane of blood and slime. You emerge from the worm's innards very much alive.
Oh my god.
The giant worm, however, is lying still in a growing pool of its own fluids. Foul. You wipe off as much as you can and make haste to the stairwell beyond. As you descend, the rough-hewn cave passage gives ways to stylized arches and chiseled corridors that draw you deeper into the well-lit chamber ahead. And that's where we will stop it for now.
No! Okay. Is it thundering?
Yes, it is.
Oh. Go ahead and go west. I thought it was something else.
West Virginia.
West Virginia, my mama. Go ahead.
Sarah wasn't there
Dakota?
to take me to the fair
Dakota?
and change my underwear.
Hello?
Hello?
What?
Nothing. The cave floor on the ground below is almost entirely covered in a mixture of slime and thick, ropey strands of muscus. God damn it. To be fair, it's spelled wrong.
It is.
Let me try that again. As you descend the rough-hewn cave passage, give... Well, okay.
What if I told you that the world